Calling all entrepreneurs, get ready because I don't know about you, but I love to eat. So if you want a customer like me, you might want to open up a restaurant. That's our topic for today on The Pulse. Hello, I'm Denise Roberts, and welcome to The Pulse, the show dedicated to helping Prince George's County businesses. In case you haven't noticed, this show is growing, so we are adding a new how-to series, and our first topic is one of my favorite things to do, food. While starting a restaurant can be very exciting, it's also time-consuming and one of the toughest businesses to successfully launch. In fact, 60% of restaurants fail in the first year. That is not meant to discourage you or temper your passion, but merely to point out that if you want a successful restaurant, you've got some serious work to do. Our guest today is Anthony Simpson, President and CEO of Sobe Restaurant and Lounge, one of the hottest new places to eat in Prince George's County. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, you're an IT guy. How did you end up in the restaurant business?
Well, it all came about from some conversations with people socially. It's a gentleman that lives in the county that's been in the industry for a long time, and I was out some days just having some fun, and he mentioned that he wanted to open kind of a restaurant club, a lounge club, and he and I started out talking about it, and I said one day I'll support you in this. Okay. And from there, it came maybe a year later, 2 years later, he asked me again about doing it. So I took him seriously this time and started working towards helping him. Okay. As we started going down the road, it's a lot of work, and he didn't have the time to do it. So this idea started falling off for me, but I talked to my wife about it and told her what I was going to do. And so she jumped into the game, and from there you got Sobe Restaurant and Lounge.
Oh, wow, wow. Okay, you're going to have to tell me a little bit more about that offline, but you said it's a lot of work. What is the secret to successfully opening and running a restaurant?
Well, the secret to opening a restaurant is capitalization. You must have the funds, the money to not only open it, but to sustain you if you are in the restaurant working the entire time. If you're not, for example, I don't work there except to support, but I don't take a salary from the restaurant, and neither does my wife. And so it makes it easier for us to sustain versus if we were business owners that were depending on the restaurant to finance our livelihood as well. Okay. It's a little tougher challenge, and that's how you probably get to the 60% failure rate. Okay.
So, okay, starting and opening a restaurant is very time consuming, right?
Yes.
What was the process like for you?
Very time consuming. I took 9 months away from my business, which I own an IT firm, and I actually GC'd the project myself in order to save money. This was a lot of money, as you know, when you go inside you can see it. And my wife took a lot of time off of work in order to support me. I was more responsible for the infrastructure, building building the building, and she was more responsible for building the infrastructure, deciding what the designs are going to be. She worked with a designer to actually create the place. She's probably more responsible for making this a beautiful place than I am. The idea that the gentleman and I had was just to build a place where people can just come and have drinks or whatever. More his idea than mine. I didn't have really any idea about it. But when I presented it to my wife, she, like most women, they can create and make things very beautiful. Okay. And anyway, she took over deciding all the colors, all the way down to the name, actually. I was sitting in my family room watching TV, and she came to the balcony and said, Sobe. And I said, yeah, we'll be down there soon. We have a home down there. And I said, yeah, we'll be there. And she said, no, the name of the restaurant, South Beach.
Okay. Well, let me ask you about what are some of the lessons that you learned about when going through the process of?
Lessons learned. One of the things I realize is that if you look at it as owning a restaurant only, the challenges are greater. You must love what you do, but you also must love the business behind owning a restaurant. The business part is what will help you be successful, and that's the challenges, because you're going to have to, if you were like myself, being your own general contractor, you have to be able to understand the permit process and some of the dealing with the vendors more than anything else in the permit process. Realizing how to outfit it properly, size it properly. Also, the staffing issues that you come up, that's a challenge for you as well, because, and let's face it, in the county, we're trying to be a higher end restaurant that provides higher end service in the county. And most of the people that you would hire in the county they've worked at the fast food industry more so than in a restaurant, high-end restaurant industry. Okay,
hold that thought for 1 second. We're going to come back and talk about this more. So just stay right there. More with our guests when we return. But first, the Pocket-Sized Business Guide is next.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
If you've always wanted to open a restaurant, now may just be the time to sit down and draw up a plan. To help you create a recipe for success, here are a few tips on how to get started, courtesy of bplans.com. First, if you want to make it as a restaurant owner, you need to love what you do, because to be successful, you're going to be investing a lot of time and money. So make sure that starting a restaurant is your passion and not just a business venture. Number two, you need a detailed business plan that charts the course for your success. It should include market research, a comprehensive look at your competitors, explain your target audience, outline marketing plans, and offer a solid budget projection. Number three, with a restaurant, location is everything. You need a spot that draws crowds, is easily accessible, and has potential for growth, all while being compatible with your budget. Fourth, you will need to test your dishes before you laminate your first menu. You can have a small party and invite people over to try your food before you open. Get honest feedback from people on the taste, the pricing, and the location. And finally, you can only rely on word of mouth to bring in so many customers. A few other marketing strategies include participating in community events and giving out food samples. You can also offer discounts to new customers, join the local business association, and utilize social media channels. Hopefully these tips are helpful ideas on how to get you started on the planning for your new restaurant. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Pulse. If you're just tuning in to our how-to segment, our guest today is Anthony Simpson, owner from Sobe Restaurant and Lounge. So we were talking about what it takes to run a restaurant or to open up a restaurant. And you were talking about hiring employees and hiring the right people. How do you do that?
It requires a lot of training. Your hiring pool is what it is in Prince George's County. And you have to put training dollars aside. And also it takes taking your like servers to places that have high-end dining and success, and let them see what it looks like. And you bring in trainers. There's some support you can get from the county as well that will help you train your servers and also provide staffing. As far as your chef is concerned, that is a whole
the food part.
you must find someone who is capable of cooking the menu that you've selected.
You know, someone once told me that if you want to open a restaurant, all you need is a really good steak chef, because they can pretty much make everything. Is that true?
No.
No.
You'd be surprised. In this county, more people eat more chicken than anything else. So, but a good steak chef does make a difference, and a good seafood chef makes a difference. You need someone who's well-rounded and also creative. It's not, you also eat with your eyes and not just with your mouth. And so plating is very, very important as well. And also the plates that you, or the stuff that you serve your food on, very important, because it's pleasing to the eye and makes your dining experience a little bit better.
Okay. What's a typical day like for you as a restaurant owner?
Long.
I can imagine.
I have managers that manage on a daily basis to open the place up, to make sure the place is cleaned properly. Cleanliness is very, very important. Also to make sure that someone's there to accept the deliveries. As a restaurant owner, you spend a lot of time just watching, just checks and balances. Because I have an IT company, a lot of the things that most owners would have to do manually, I do using technology. For example, with the camera systems, within the kitchen, I have something called a kitchen display system that we can, instead of using old tickets like they use to get your food orders, we automated those processes as well. We have some automated processes that are kind of proprietary at the bar, and
inventory.
Yes, inventory systems and everything. So the more automation, the more automated you are, the better off you are going to be in getting some of your time back.
Okay. What is being an entrepreneur? What does that mean to you? Because it sounds like, you know, it's not just a love for food or a love for being a restaurant owner. It's all about, it's a lot that has to do with running the business behind the scenes. What is, that's an entrepreneur state of mind, right?
Yes, it is. First, you have to love business. You have to love the business of owning a restaurant. And some of it is being socially conscious, too. You have a county like Prince George's County, which is a wonderful place to live. And, you know, we always drive to Washington, D.C. to get good food and some of the nicer places, and also to Annapolis and other places. We should have some of these places here in the county. One of the things that my wife and I were conscious of, that there were none, and that's how we came up more with the concept of making Sobe look like it does and to elevate the service like we do.
Okay. Okay.
But
so is this your dream?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Not a dream. I've never wanted to be a restaurant owner per se, but the dream of doing something for a community and for the county, that is a dream of mine, to give back and to better your community.
Okay. Okay. Yes. What's your future plans for Sobeys? What's on the horizon? What can I look forward to when I come back?
Many opportunities offered. Until I can actually stabilize. I'm kind of a detail person, kind of a person who likes perfection in some ways. And so until I have this thing working perfectly, I don't want to do anything else in the food industry until that's done. Once that's done, then we'll look at some other opportunities. Okay.
And we're out of time. Anthony, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show and being our guest. I look forward to coming back to Sobeys really, really soon.
Well, thank you for having me, and we look forward to having you and anyone else in the county who would like to come out and support us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And that's our show for today. Thank you for tuning in. This show and previous episodes are posted on our website, diversity.mypgc.us, and click on the pulse. We are on Twitter and Facebook at PGC Diversity, and our YouTube channel is The Pulse TV. If you have a business question that you would like the answer to, send it to us on Twitter at PGC Diversity, and we will answer it for you and mention your business on the show. And don't forget to use the hashtag AskThePulse. I'm Denise Roberts, and remember, in Prince George's County, your success is our success.